Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some new secret vehicles and equipment hidden in the files of Halo 4 on MCC. So, as you know by now, hopefully, I did a video like yesterday about this, but with Halo 4 coming to MCC, PC, and an Xbox update as well, there's quite a few new things that are being added to it. And one of the biggest new things that are being added to it that everyone's excited for is new vehicles in Forge that you could spawn and even fly. And these vehicles include, they're all ones from campaign basically. They include the broadsword, the pelican from the mission shutdown, and of course there's also the unarmed warthog, which is just a turretless warthog. But these are just the ones that you could spawn normally in Forge. In the game files of Halo 4 on MCC, there's actually a couple other interesting things here and there, including like another vehicle and new equipment and a few other things as well. So let's take a look at the vehicle first. So ignore the whole shade turret thing. That's just because I swapped the shade turret for this, and the game still thinks I'm spawning a shade turret, but it's not a shade turret. This is actually a Revenant, and it's interesting because this Revenant is actually from an earlier beta build of Halo 4, a pre-release build. And it was actually cut from the final game, like completely cut from the final game. Its tag and its model never made it into the final game as far as I'm aware. So basically 343 added it back into Halo 4. And it's pretty cool actually, because they've been doing that a lot with a lot of the recent Halo games. They've like for Halo 2, they actually added a lot of cut content into Halo 2 classic multiplayer, like the Falcon, for example. They also added back the Silence SMG in that, and a lot of other cool stuff. But now with Halo 4 they added the Revenant back, which is pretty awesome as well. In fact, this Revenant, it's pretty much totally functional. It doesn't really have a lot of sound effects to it though, and it's when you boost, there's really no like boost effects that you see. But aside from that, it is functional. Now this is different than the Halo Reach Revenant, as you can clearly see. There's only one driver, no passenger, but there is a gunner now. And the turret on it is pretty interesting because the turret is well, it looks less complete than the rest of the Revenant. The rest of the Revenant, it's pretty, it looks pretty nice. The textures, the model, everything is great. But the turret, as you can see, it's kind of like a really basic model, and I don't think it's like really, I don't think its textures are finished either. But it works. And another weird thing is that like even though like in the top right you can see the ammo counter going down, it actually does not run out of ammo. It is infinite ammo, but the count just keeps going down. Also, if you try to destroy the Revenant, it doesn't, well, it's not going to blow up into like a bunch of pieces. It just, there'll be like a few sparks a little bit here and there for a bit, and then that's it. And then the Revenant just goes poof after that. But yeah, so aside from that, that's basically what the Revenant is like. Like I said, it was from a cut, it is a cut Revenant from the earlier beta build of Halo 4, but now it is back in the full game. Although it's hidden in files, but who knows? Someday 343 might do something with it and make it like actually usable in Forge without modding. Now this next thing is something to do with the jetpack. So the first one I just spawned was the regular jetpack. This next one, again, ignore the thruster pack thing. I just replaced it so I can spawn it, but the game still calls it a thruster pack. Now they may both look like the same jetpack equipment, but one is different. So the first one is the regular one that you use in multiplayer. The second jetpack in the game file is actually called Jetpack PvE, which player versus enemy, and it's essentially the jetpack from campaign or Spartan Ops. I'm pretty sure it's used in Spartan Ops as well. But so what's the difference between the two? Well, the jetpack they use in multiplayer that you just saw I used there, that one, I just flew up and then I dropped back down. I was still holding like the boost button on the way down, but nothing really happened. So this is the regular jetpack, or the multiplayer jetpack. Now let's switch to the campaign one, see what's the difference. So as you can see, the jump height, the boost height is a lot higher than the regular multiplayer jetpack. And on the way down, I can still keep, spamming the boost just a little bit so that I can have I can smooth my fall to the ground. Whereas with the multiplayer jetpack, once you run out, you just drop back down. You can't even like slow your descent at all. But you can see in the comparison here that the campaign jetpack that's now available, well, it's still hidden in the game files, but that's now in the files, is a lot better than a multiplayer jetpack. It recharges faster, and you get a higher boost, and you can still use its boost while dropping down to slow your fall. But yeah, it's newly added into this map for Halo 4. It was never in the original map, but it's like the Revenant, it's also unused at the moment. Now this next one, this one's not really new to MCC, but I thought it was pretty interesting and I wanted to add it into this video. So there's actually two structure menus in Forge. You know, the first one's the one everyone's used to, building blocks and stuff, all here. The second one is there in the game files, but it's actually hidden. It's like disabled. But I re-enabled it just to see what it was, and it's another structure menu. And it looks like, you know, it's just blocks in here, but these blocks are actually different in that they are invisible blocks. They're essentially invisible barriers that you could spawn. And, you know, they're also like in their own shapes and different sizes, but they are there. And, well, spawning them is kind of like hard because you don't see the outline of them, and once you place it down, you can't pick it back up either. So it's pretty hard to like actually use them correctly, but they are there, and it's it could be pretty useful for some game types who want to spawn like certain invisible barriers, but they're not really practical to spawn. I guess they were, I don't know, they could be cut forge objects or something, or maybe like for devs only to use. But it is pretty interesting, and like I said, they're not like new to MCC. I'm pretty sure they were always there in the original Halo 4, but I just thought it was pretty interesting to throw in this video as well. But yeah, they're all just invisible blocks for that menu. But yeah, so there you guys have it. That's basically so far on the MCC Insider build of Halo 4, all the new stuff that's been added into the game, but not actually available for players to spawn in Forge without modding. Now, when the final game comes out, some of it could be removed, or they could add even more to it. If so, you know, I'll definitely update you guys in a future video. But for now, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you guys want to check out look into, just let me know in the comments below. But other than that, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys!